Um, 800 years ago, all the gods perished in a civil war that left the world in ruin. And while it rebuilt, one place remained full of magic, as the rest of the world was completely devoid. This giant mountain that the gods used to call home before the civil war. This mountain contained a well of magic, the only place in the world that still had magic. The mountain called the Mountain Beyond the Stars. And that's basically where this campaign takes place. Uh, I will be recapping you uh, the first three sessions that were not recorded or had recording issues. The first two and then the third, respectively. Um, I'll be going through my notes as the DM and just talking about what happened with the first three sessions. For this one, it is primarily 2014 D&D, with maybe a little mixing of the 2024 D&D rules, and the slightest bit of homebrew, not a lot. Um, in this case, it's like pretty soft. No spell. What's the word? Spell. Components. There it is. No spell components to keep track. Well, we don't have many spellcasters anyway. Um, the party consists of three characters. Um, Let me pull up my notes. Caliph, the half angel, uh, who is a half angel fighter. Fridge, the barbarian frog folk, and Brayan, the dragonborn uh, paladin. One half caster and two full martial classes. Um, it starts off with Caliph and Brayan at the in a bar uh, before climbing the mountain. They get into a fight with a wolf outside of the mountain and spare it. Then they proceed to hike up and face some encounters, uh, including an encounter with a unicorn that goes on to be important later. As for some reason in the monster manual, this like shocked me because I didn't know this. Unicorns are like super protective of virgins of the opposite gender, and I rolled for it. And the unicorn happened to be female, and Caliph happened to be a virgin. Uh, Caliph being a seven like 1,000-ish-year-old half angel that served under a now dead god. Um, and basically, out of that, Caliph got like a one-time favor from this unicorn, which he does eventually use, but not in this recap. Um, then they make their way to this like frog folk town, in which the character Fridge, his brother, has been kidnapped, and he enlists the two to help him. Uh, and they all go and find Fridge, who's been kidnapped by some snakes, some very large snakes. And Fridge pops off. I gave Fridge like this fairly bad stat block, uh, but he could still like help fight. And like he crits like twice in the fight. He goes absurd. And he does like way better than the other party members who are all level 3. Uh, and he's like the equivalent to a level 1 character. And he just cooks. He cooks the whole time. He gets the final hit on the boss. Um, and at no point does he lose aura, unlike most of the other party. Um, and they have a party at the village before uh, to repay the debt. Fridge decides to join them and help them reach the top of the mountain. I didn't say that. They're trying to get to the top of the mountain because there's a rumor of a flower that grants you any wish at the top. Anyway, they keep marching. Some small encounters happen, and then they enter a dungeon, a small dungeon, with three rooms. The first room they went in uh, was just a like a liquid color puzzle in which they had to match the right liquids. But like the idea is you think it's poison, but it wasn't. They solved that one very easily. And then it was a fight with a mechanical minotaur and two scarecrows. Um, and then the third door was a mirror with half a lance sticking out of it, in which the way you solve the puzzle is either turning out. It's basically to turn out the lights, so that because if you pull on the lance, you feel an equal pull coming back from your reflection. So if you make it so it can't reflect, then you can pull it out, and that's how uh, Brian got a +1 magic lance. Um, and then they go down a ladder in the dungeon to find a already looted chest and like 6 dead bodies, each with numbers on them. And then they go into a tunnel and fight a gelatinous cube that leads out into a bright light they don't know what it is. And that's a fairly concise, small recap of everything that happens. Yeah,